get a round, and then it would be 2 or 3 for Fluxo, and so on and so on. So super inconsistent from Bestia when the guns came into play. We've got the Ancient, though, on your screens here, of course. The fly through. You all know it does it by now. For me is probably up there. Maybe is my favorite map at the moment. I think that kind of delivery of excitement, action, and of course, like the strategy. If it came down to the full-on nuance of the game, it would definitely be Nuke.
Yeah, for you. Speaking of nuance, or maybe lack thereof, look at this from Bestia. They are flying into those fights, and it might work in their favor. Oh, I guess the first. I mean, we'll just dip away. This is crazy. What are they doing? No one's trading each other. No one's fighting with each other. So every fight is isolated on both sides. Bestia could still take this.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. We'll see, man. JG's just going to go moving through the smoke. Gives his life away. Maybe a little needlessly. One plant coming in. Will they expect the final 2 players in the cave here? And Zevi's like, okay, following the footsteps of my teammates. See if we can make this one work. Oh, the Julies don't manage to get it done. Oh! No, he runs out of ammo. No! And that is what cost you. It felt like he had the drop on Zevi. I'm sure Zevi was like still walking, and he didn't find the kill on him until much, much later. Art with a huge clutch up. Indeed, the gods of Counter-Strike looking down upon Fluxo this evening, it would appear.
Yeah, you really do hate to see that one in just running out of ammo. It's something so small, but so crucial to things falling apart there. Yeah, you really do hate to see it. I mean, for Bestia, the one thing you can say is a bomb plant, 4 to 5 kills, buying right back in. It's fine, but that's a tough one to lose because I honestly felt like Bestia could have won that, especially when it went down into that 1 versus 2 right at the tail end. The way for Spy out, we have got a double AK, we've got a scout. Oh my god, Lukowski with his M4 deletes Lushov.
Lukowski, a little bit of an off angle, makes it work for another one as well. So looking good here for Fluxo. The AK keeps on trading hands, but not finding any success just yet. Naz swinging around, trying to get something going. Art comes in from above, however, and just tapping away at one. Maybe another one on the cards here for him as well. Naz still got this AK in play, though. Hoping to kind of get it in at least for one, but it's just not happening, man. Absolutely pulled pillar to post there on the Bestia side of things. Barely damaged to get a kill.
Yikes, yeah. That is... I mean, for Bestia, this is one of those things where, similar towards Nuke, whenever they find these small bits of success, they're just not able to close them out properly. And this is where we are feeling a little bit awkward and uncomfortable and all the rest. And now Fluxo 2-0 should be made 3 without too much effort into the next one. There isn't too much of a buy coming through from Bestia. No bomb pump, not enough kills. I mean, it's just showcasing where their money is so frail. Nyx, thankfully, gets a double off the back of Ark getting deleted.
Flank coming down. Oh, another one from Nyx. So may well have just sort of, yeah, sealed things in. Lukowski comes in at the perfect time, though. I don't know that Bestia really would have been able to do too much about that flank. They were not ready for it at all. Solid 3 in a row here, it feels like, from Fluxo. Picking up where they left off. Maybe even look a bit scarier, to be honest with you. Triple kill from Nyx keeps them alive, keeps them in the flow. But Bestia, of course, this is what they were waiting for. Plant goes down, AWP comes out, you know, looking like a really scary kind of buy from the T side.
Yeah. This is where, for Bestia, a similar thing that we saw multiple times on towards Nuke, has to be converted. Or going to come out, and Zevi having one on the other side, so Noxie's not exactly going to get free reign at range. As trying to play up close here. It's a bit of spam, but actually Art will catch Naz back turn. He had no support either. At range, Zevi's AWP gets the first, and he spotted another crossing with the bomb, I think, in fact. Thomason falls. Noxie will deliver, but this round already feels like it might be on the way out. What a Bestia do?
wing and a prayer, really. They got to hope that, you know, somebody walks into one of these players. They are obviously split. The flanking presence, okay, I was going to say might be workable, but Zevi ready for it. The one thing is this bomb, but Zoc very nervy to get it down. There was a window for him to work with. I'll grab some information while he goes down. Hoping, you know, someone overfaces and comes into him. But again, it's these flanks, man. Bestia not giving them enough respect. And they will lose the round off the back of yet another flank.
Yeah. 4-0. Fluxo, they're not really having to work too hard for these rounds. Paul's going to be called there by Bestia, and without a doubt has to come through. And man, they really, really do need something quite special. I think for Bestia, they've not offered us enough. They've not given us a lot to fall back on. And I think for themselves, their confidence is probably pretty shot at the moment. I just feel like they're not in a position to compete. They can't in terms of the individuals. They're getting outcalled, getting outplayed, and everything is slotting into place. Yeah, I'm not liking what I'm seeing, really, from Bestia at the moment. And the fact that this is T-Side Ancient, it's not a map in which is super CT-sided like it once was when it first came into ball. These days, this map is relatively even, both in the terms of the way it feels, but also statistically, too. T-Side spawns got moved forward. You can fight for more control out by mid and shelf and all the rest. And it's showing. Fluxo, they just look on the better side. They're playing with confidence and they're hitting their shots. And the big name players are stepping up. Zevi, 5 kills. Oh, Luke Halsey, also 5 kills as well. It's good out off the rip.
Oh, Luchov, nice find there on the Tech 9 to open up proceedings. The flash super effective onto Zevi as well. Would have been an easy kill if he wasn't hella blind. Lucali not ready for more around the corner, and Art gets caught on the edge of the smoke. Bestia showing that they can indeed get it done. They can get their own individuals rolling. Really, really nice entries from Luchov.
Jay Jesus. In a world in which you can be tempted by it, in all fairness, not even maybe the round, actually giving the round a go, but exits just because he has so much money. His team aren't exactly poor. I mean, Lukowski's sitting with 10k in the bank. Art's got 6. I mean, why not? You're going to have plenty of money to work with, but he's going to opt to tuck his head over towards Donut. He never had really a look in this round. Playing rotate. It was too late to the rotate as well at that point. Had to just call it. Bestia finally going to get a first one on the board. Off the back of the attack pause too. It's important to see them find some success. But it does still, however, need to be more than what we saw in towards Nuke, which was the common thing of they would find a round and immediately lose the following. So they never build up ace ability. They never get any sort of consistency on the board. This is the thing that absolutely killed, for the most part, basically absolutely killed Bestia every single time. They pick up the smallest bit of success or momentum and it immediately gets shut back in their face.
Yeah. It's very true. I think they have to get off on the right foot, you know. Can be a bit tough to get going, sure. Again, the pace of these games is a lot. Luchov, strong. Art, a bit crazy, of course. Maybe going back to his roots a little bit. Oh my goodness, Luchov in for another one as well. Lukowski also trying to get aggressive. Does not work out. Ah, that's a gun difference, to be fair. Jay Jesus, not a bad move, but yeah, the dink for dink. He's going to win that every time. Just down to Zevi here. Really good response from Bestia to keep it rolling.
Yeah, that fight just then wasn't a gun difference. That was just a mistake. Zevi's been spotted. Flash will come around. He doesn't actually feel too much from it, but it doesn't make a difference. Noxy will win the fight at range. And a flawless one for Bestia. So thankfully, consecutive rounds being put up on the board. And now we get to talk about potentially a little bit of consistency. This is where we're maybe on the cards for something to work with. Unfortunately, we're met with a tech pause though. So that's not going to help. But Fluxo, They can still buy. That's the main thing. Zevi still has money for the AWP. Everybody else can invest in. Nyx has got an MP9. Arts will probably go in towards an MP9 himself. Maybe a FAMAS if he wants to, but it won't be in towards the M4, especially considering he probably want the util. He does actually have an M4 over. Half armor. I'm going to say, did he not want a couple of flashes? So he still actually can. Especially maybe not as feeble economically as I thought. You're doing a half armor purchased in. Bestia, win this one. Break the economy of Fluxo. That's where they can tie this game right back up for all. The attack pause only a brief one too.
Yeah, that's how we like them. That is indeed how we like them. We'll see what Fluxo can cook up here. It seems to be some pretty heavy mid-presence. A run boost there, I think. This orb, it looked like that number 4 moved pretty quickly. Usually you see it on the other side, but here they use it to get their first frag. Art is going to lose his life pretty quickly, however. Ooh, was that a shadow? No, I think that's definitely the smoke. It looked like it was matching up with the player model. Nyx. Doki going to find 2. Not sure we necessarily need to rush things. Lukazi traded instantly. 1v2 is certainly doable here for Luchov. Again, these flanks, got to keep an eye on them, man. York trained up. Ooh, a missed shot. That looked like he was pretty on. The second one definitely is, though, as he will find the round. And it takes him a couple, but Fluxo hold on to their lead.
For Fluxo, that's a big one, especially considering what was on the other side of losing it, which would have been that broken economy, which would have been them in a lot of trouble. Taking it, still relatively expensive in all fairness, but taking it nonetheless is all that matters. I think, as well, for Bestia, similar thing where anytime they're finding a bit of period of success, Fluxo still can win rounds just by brute force. So they don't just there. Well, he gets airburst. It looked like it bounced on his head. And it didn't even properly. And Jesus gets caught. That's A actually now open.
Very vulnerable. Or the B side as well, not finding success on their aggression. Could be all she wrote, but we'll see. Zevi. This is a chance for now, but there's nobody blocking him here at Xbox. Moves down silently, just being punched in. They're somewhat ready for a fight, but not ready for the AWP. 3 versus 3. A couple players sort of revealing themselves here as well, so they have a good amount of information to work with. Smoke towards A main means that is not an avenue, so there's a little bit of time to try and isolate some fights here. Zoc with a wild spray down through the smoke makes that work. I think they maybe want to save, yeah. They're trying to back away here. Zoc going to look to cut them off. Flash comes in, ineffective. And that will be everybody going down here. Zevi either goes down to the bomb or to the rifle. It is his choice. Ooh. Or is it Zoc comes into him? Lovely little round from him.
Nice couple of shots at the end. He goes down to the bomb, but I think he sort of falls with a bit of a smile on his face. 5-3. Bestia. This already looks better, it has to be said, than what we saw into was Nuke. Nuke never felt really that competitive. There was these brief stints, but nothing where they were kind of consistently putting rounds on the board or making Fluxo feel pressure. They are now, which is the main thing. Fluxo going to force buy, which is a bold decision. I think it's safe to say. Lose this. Bestia probably tied this game up 5-all, which saves this half quite considerably. Again, they're going to aggro. Nyx will fall. Lukazi will trade. The FAMAS is going to use the pistol as a bit of a key flashbang, and it worked. How have they got away with that?
I mean, you're asking the wrong guy here. Heart's going to go down, though. And having a bit of a rough go of it the past few rounds. Certainly giving his life away at the worst moments. You know, Bestia have gotten back into a lot of these recent rounds through art frags. 3-on-3 though still looks pretty good here. There's definitely a gap on that smoke. Could go above it. Could go above it. That's what I'd be feeling right now. But instead, they move back towards Red Room, find themselves a man advantage and another gun to work with. So kind of an interesting avenue. They make it work. They've got an AK now as well. Bomb going to go down. 2v3 definitely workable here for Bestia.
spam is so close, but you're all right. Molotov will force out an engagement. Thomason, he will fall to the flames. Now it's an AWP. Just play together. In this 1v2 for Fluxo, all they have to do is play off each other. One herd long, he's trying to take a fight, and it will cost him his life, but the trade is good. That's all that matters. All they have to do was play for the trade, play the numbers game, and they deliver. Lukazi defusing, that'll be a 6th put up on the board for Fluxo. So every time it feels like they may be out of this, they find a way back in. Crazy. Yeah, Fluxo are making rounds like that stick in their favor. Art picked up 2 is something you gotta love. It's currently in the hands of Art. I'm hoping it doesn't stay there. I know Art did like to AWP a little bit onto Furia. Thankfully, yeah, he realizes that it's much better in the hands of Zevi. So it's okay.
Alrighty then. Bestia again under pressure to close this gap and make the half look serviceable. Contact's A play at the moment. Certainly a workable one if they can get the execute going, which is indeed what they've angled for, what a lot of the players have bought down for. Plenty of utility to work with. Definitely could have had another AK, maybe 2, but it would mean no extra smokes. So we'll see. Still shaping up over on the A side of things. Actually sending the AK away at the moment. Try and lurk out towards B. Could be a good read here. Could be some pretty good timing for that B lurker. Meanwhile, could be some pretty good timing on the boost.
Jesus, he's up here. This is can be a bit of a tough angle. They're going to pop him in. That's crazy. And he will get a kill. And he knows there's another here. Maybe even 2 in particular. So it's going to keep them drawn over towards A and actually will force Bestia away. But fellas, 35 seconds. We ain't got a lot of time here. We've got to make a move decision. Where are we trying to finish? Smoke coming over towards Red Room. Zevi might get a fight before the plume. He does, but he takes a small tag. It felt like it should have been a little bit more damage there.
True. Oh, Nix with a big kill, though. He's going to cut off the ramp angle. Nice little flash out. Will leave him completely blinded. Can't stop the bomb plant, therefore, but Art playing things patiently here, and they're not going to expect him to be in so fast, right? Potential for him to isolate one, maybe even both. And that is indeed the case. Lovely stuff from Art. Defuse will come in sooner rather than later. I think just spending a bit of time gathering some utility here.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Fluxo up to 7 now, and really threatening a scary half if this continues.
Absolutely. Fluxo looking good, and especially making the hard rounds work as well, I think is the important thing. Now guaranteeing a lead, which is great on that CT side, and the way they are playing as well. You win this next round here. Money shot for the most part towards Bestia. I'm assuming Bestia are buying. Yeah, okay, so yeah, Bestia are buying here. So then let's see, what have we got to work with for Bestia? Well, they're coming with Tech 9 Mac 10, double AK, and a Galil. Got a bit of loss bonus. It looks like they might want to go quick towards A. Zevi, what have you got for us? This is a big one for him. First is missed.
One plant coming down. A bit of a wild run in though. Che Jesus gets a decent flash round. They're already retaking before the bomb's even gone down. No pause, no thought being allowed for Bestia in particular. Zevi gets a catch with some good timing. He works his way out of Temple as well. It looks like a good position, but he loses his head. And with the bomb plant now being successfully punched in, it gets a bit more interesting. Art with some good timing though around this corner. He could have had both once again. Now he will only get one, but it's enough. Fluxo continue their winning ways and continue playing confidently. Like I say, the retake before it's even needed.
Yeah, this is just the thing at the moment where for Fluxo, everything that can go right is going right. Oh, a little bit of BM as well for Nix, really rubbing it in. Zevi actually could have got a couple more there, in all fairness. If he hit that first, he could have set up for a second. Who knows what could have been the case, but already up towards 8. Beautiful, beautiful stuff It's a wild situation we're in where for Bestia, the first map wasn't really all too promising, and it just hasn't got any better. It felt like maybe at the start there was a chance, a couple rounds in a row on the guns. We were thinking, okay, maybe Bestia are onto something. Ancient's a little bit cleaner, and it's right back to winning ways with Fluxo.
Look out on the edge of this smoke here again. His timing on these flanks has been so good. Maybe he can pop a bit of it here, but Bestia with a really wild sort of move. I think it has unfortunately been thwarted there by cheeky little shoulder peek. Nix knows what's up, playing far back, but the push through cave does not go well at all. As I said, Lucazi, his timing on these has been really, really great. Naz looks ready for a fight. Oh my goodness, he's so crisp. 2-on-2 now. Where is that bomb is the big question.
What do they got for us? Che Jesus hears all of this. He's looking for his supports. No bomb plant for you, sir. Down goes Zoc. Thomason is going to get a kill. This is potentially on. 40 seconds. He's got a hell of a lot of time to work with. Che Jesus is going to play over towards backside. Thomason's tagged. Smoke in his back pocket too, and Che Jesus playing open here. Is he expecting? Oh, he is, and he will respond in kind. 9-3 half. I think this one's probably done, but we'll have to see whether Fluxo can close it quickly after the break. Well, the story hasn't changed. Fluxo still in control. Map number one, or match number one, I guess you could say, on Towards Nuke was a one-sided affair. And things haven't changed here in Towards Ancient. We thought maybe a better chance, potentially, for Bestia, but it has not been the case. 9-3 half. Fluxo, it really feels like if they win a pistol here, they might just see this one off quite quickly.
Indeed. Noxy hidden away around the corner. He's lost a teammate already, though, so a great start here for Fluxo. Exactly what the doctor ordered. Perfect flash round, but the dualies still look pretty good, and he's got support now as well. Going to be difficult to get through. That's a team kill. Oh, no. Just start the remains. Not going to happen. The ramp push completely thwarted. I think Bestia very, very ready for it, and despite a good run of flashes, just can't beat those dualies, man.
Okay. They've kept afloat is the good thing for Fluxo. It started well, you know. They get that opening kill. I thought for a second they might have a chance in towards that one, but yeah, not to be. Now a 5-round deficit. A full buy to come through for Bestia. I wasn't actually looking whether they were maybe tempted off a Fluxo, as Art did pick up that CZ and a smoke, but they are going to opt with a not. No buy. Rush towards A, then get a bomb plant. That'd be nice.
MP9 chiming for the first. A lot of damage from Zoc. He is going to run out of ammo. Create some space for the bombs to go down here. Not expecting too much as no armor and low HP bars and all that sort of stuff. But we'll take a couple kills and a bomb plant off the back of pretty much zero investment. Art was out with the CZ, I do believe. But beyond that, nothing much to write home about. Yeah, another round for Bestia, but the buy is going to be pretty nice here from the T side, so quietly excited for this one.
This has to be a pretty big shutdown from Bestia for them to gain confidence. They are going to go in for the AWP buy here for Noxy. That's a big call. I like it. However, you lose this round here, you're dropping it over towards Zevi. Do you want to risk that? He hasn't as electric of a map into towards map, you know, compared to map number one, but still is scary. Jesus, nice opener. Thomason gets caught. It's a real scrappy fight, and it is going to be that man there of Zevi who delivers on towards Zoc. The AWP still here. Noxy still trying to be a bit of a nuisance. He did get a kill of his own. Numbers now in the favor of Fluxo.
Nice pickup from Naz, however. Keeps things on the cards for Bestia. And the HP bars here are not ideal for Fluxo. They are going to need Nyx in particular to maybe find a key frag. Oh, if they kept going towards mid, they might have got perfect timing on Luchov there, but they pulled away to join up with Che Jesus. Try and give the B-bomb site a conventional hit, as it were. Nades coming out. Going pretty quickly. I mean, they're not necessarily in position to follow up on these nades quite yet, so we'll see if they can make it work. And they were baiting in a peek. Luchov got to get checked. He does indeed. Whoa, that bomb was out. It's a real good job that Nyx found that kill. Otherwise, it was going to be 2 for Luchov. And a turned upside down moment. Noxy all alone. Kind of wants to give it a go, doesn't he? But with that AWP, just not going to happen 1v3, my guy.
I want them to hunt it. Go and get it. You know how scary it is in the hands of Zevi. They're looking really far away. They don't realize how close to home Noxy actually is. There's no way Noxy's trying to ninja this, is he? Okay, I'm really unsure as to what the game plan was there. And actually, they're not going to pick up the AWP. Zevi said in the comms, he must have said, hey, I don't want it. I want to use an AK. I thought maybe he would have gone back to his sort of comfort weapon, but all in all, I'm still confused as to what Noxy's doing at the tail end there. Why is he actually sticking so close? I know he has money in towards this next round here, but it is a case of why, because if he keeps that AWP alive, then he can drop one over. It's a much better buy than what they've got to work with here, and it's feasible in the rest. So, yeah, interesting decision to me. Famas AWP, MP9 going to try and keep them afloat here. There's a gap to work with. Art might actually just go through this smoke. Does he get popped through? He doesn't. The 5-7 going to win the first fight.
Oh, no. Problematic here. Noxie in the middle gets himself a two-piece as well, all alone there to do that. Hey, Jesus tries to get cheeky. Not going to happen. And Bestia with a pretty big find here. Unless Sevi pulls off an absolute miracle. But, you know, I am maybe getting slightly ahead of myself. It does depend if he takes a name or two away. Drops that or maybe could make a difference. Not going to happen, though, so it will end up being that flawless round from Bestia. Pretty impressive stuff. Few more like that, though, going to be required if they are to convince us that they can take this one.
Yeah, that was clean. That was good. I think still the big one, just very much over fighting. Fluxo just so confident, and it sometimes can be the thing that hurts them. It can be the thing that really does lose them rounds when they shouldn't be. It happened a couple of times towards Nuke, but for the most part, because of how clean they were and how crisp they were in their aim duels, they would win 3, lose 1, and a 5. It never really came back to bite them. You do need to be a little bit careful. Art, happy to fight as always, and will get the first. Flash doesn't catch him either. He might get a chance on another. Team Flash, hang on. Team Flash, nearly costly, but Art still finding kills. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was maybe awkward for just a moment there. 3 versus 2 here. Thomason and Noxie ready to roll forwards. Ooh, Thomason's kind of slipped the net a little bit, but Lucazi on one of those pesky flanks once again. Bruce to be troublesome, and he goes in for a bit more. Good timing on the blow of the smoke. Either way, the bomb had pulled away. It was going to be an A hit, right? Looked really tough. But again, Bestia cannot string them together. Really has been a pain point for this team. Fluxo move up to 11. They break the bank. Likely to be 12. Likely to be their second win of the evening.
Yeah, and, you know, deservedly. I think this has just been a Fluxo side who have always been in control. They've never struggled. They've always looked like they've got the right idea about sort of how to approach this game and how to make things work for them. And I think as well on the other side, there needs to be these question marks about where, for Bestia, these issues that have fallen so flat for them, they've got to find better ways to get rounds. A lot of times they're getting caught off guard, first and foremost, or when they take fights, their spacing is just not quite up to scratch. And Fluxo are able, you know, we saw in there for a second, you know, gets the first kill, gets the second, because the spacing's a little off on the side. The guy that's deep over towards long isn't in a position yet enough to be able to trade him out. So it all starts itself into Fluxo's benefit so quickly. And B9's FAMAS 157 to keep Bestia alive here. I don't know if it's going to be the case. Hang on. Yeah, one was spotted in the smoke. Thomason does get traded, but Luchov gets one of his own.
Nice pickups from Zevi. It's just actually the one in that little exchange needed a little bit more. Bestia seemed to be pulling these rounds out of thin air. Nix flanked out left low at the very least and finished off by Luchov. So bit of a weird situation that Bestia are able to find these rounds. I think Fluxo certainly getting caught up in the speed and aggression quite substantially here. It's going to be an awkward one for them, though. The timing of it, right? The fact that it comes straight after they picked up a win, after also picking up, their money is in the toilet here, folks. So they absolutely are going to have to dig deep to find this one. But as we've seen, the force buys have been pretty effective from both these sides.
Yeah, they win rounds out of nothing. It's something that for Bestia, I always come back to the one point of, is it replicable? But I think at the moment, they've got so little to lose that who cares? Nix shouldn't burn here. He's just on the edge of that smoke. Got the only rifle to work with, so has to get some sort of success with it. Interesting that Bestia have completely relinquished control from the A side as they're opting for a bit more of a mid-push, and they're going away from where the objective is for Fluxo. But I think Fluxo are taking just a little bit too long.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. They look pretty ready here on the Bestia side of things. Oh, the boost comes up. It's been hurt a little bit. Zoc goes forwards for it. Decent utility here as well from the CT side. Oh, holding them at bay, trying to draw them in. Noxie on the other side of the smoke is in prime position to make this one a bloodbath. First comes in, he's heard another couple at the very least, but yeah, just holding them firmly at bay. Does bite off a bit more than he can chew, but it was all a setup play. Lukowski still gets his hands onto it. Whether he wins the round out, though, is an entirely other question. Thomasin takes him out on the backside. So, Bestia, for the first time in a long time, it feels like, able to string them together cleanly.
All right. Yeah, there's at least something on the cards here. For Bestia, this next round's basically a given with money shot over towards Fluxo, so they're up to 9. That's only a 2-round difference. They win the next gun round, they tie the game up. And then we have a conversation on our hands. It's not the most outlandish decision to talk about the potential of Bestia at least tying the game up, if not making a push to taking this. Technically, they can even do it in regulation too. This round shouldn't really amount to all too much. Flash is good. Luchov will get the first as Naz sets him up with a blind, and the spam is pretty decent as well. Glocks trying to overwhelm. You only get the one consolation. A freebie as expected. Bestia making a 2-round game.
Getting a little closer, getting a little dicey for sure. We'll see. Fluxo going to have to secure that 12th at the very least, I would say. But it has been a pretty clean comeback here. Bestia, I think no one really expecting them after that first half to bring this game this close. But it would be a bit sad for them if they aren't able to give this the appreciation and maybe indeed nick one away from Fluxo, who have been playing pretty overconfidently. I think it's a nice way of putting it. Oh, Che Jesus gets the catch on Luchov. Just super low finish there. Art creeping forwards, not checking his angles cleanly. Will get taken down. Naz happy to get away with that one. Che Jesus not in position to trade. The 4-on-4, and everyone's a little worse for wear here across the board.
What does it spot him? Doesn't matter. Head gets ripped off by Lukowski. Smoke will come down. Aims perfectly. Noxie, what are we doing? What are we doing? What is the game plan there? Pushing a smoke, no util, is crazy. And Naz is going to do the same thing. A definition of insanity, doing the same thing over again and expecting a different result. I don't know what Naz was thinking. That one does not catch Lukowski off guard at all. Zoc, he might, in all fairness, he changed it up, but then he makes noise. And in making noise, Lukowski reacts and looks towards Red Room. Questionable decisions by Bestia. They're their own worst enemy in that round. And in a 4 versus 4, they panic. They gift the kills over towards Fluxo. And Fluxo say thank you very much. They'll take them every day of the week. Lukowski, you're going to feed him. He will always deliver. 12-9. Match point, Fluxo.
Felt like an inevitability after that first half, and it is indeed the eventuality that we get here right at the end. Question of whether they get it cleanly, whether it takes some work, or indeed if they can tap into what they had in the past couple of rounds and maybe take us to the overtime. Looked good while I was talking over for Fluxo. However, there have been 2 trades back here from Bestia. The B-bomb site not as easy pickings as maybe Fluxo were expecting.
3 versus 3. Just gonna pump the brakes. On a rush. Make this one work, but it's still a little bit of a weird scenario. Che Jesus does get gifted it. 2v3. This might be the beginning of the end. Zoc trying to get him behind. He's made a step, though. That should have been heard. That should have been calmed. I say that. Lukowski turns on a dime, but he cannot react in time.
Okay, Jesus needs this one. Spam is pretty successful, but can't find the kill. They really did need that one to just open up a path onto that B site. Flash goes in, faking things out, hoping for a peek hit. Naz working his way up into the trap, and he will get taken out. That's big damage, but is it going to be enough? Zoc Meanwhile, doesn't really know where to look. The twosome playing this pretty well for Fluxo, to be honest. Not too crazy, not too aggressive. Very well thought out. Bomb going to go down just about. It's a little bit on the wire there, fellas, but they will indeed get it in. Zoc, meanwhile, moving around. They're not really expecting him here. Oh, Jesus, just hides away around the corner. Shadow going to be spotted in a second here, so I think that'll maybe draw his attention. But an early peek gives him the frag. Doesn't quite know where to look now. Nick's trying to track, and Nix will indeed take him down. Fluxo, it is a double victory night for them. Looking good in the BO1s. Can't necessarily call it a 2-0, but 2 wins for sure, as they will continue moving up the ranks here. Of course, they were a little game in handy coming into this evening. A few teams out there have already played 4. They are part of the sort of